Careful, Blue. Careful, Blue. Blue. Oh.
Alright, stop, stop, stop. We're done playing. We're done playing for now. Go lay down, Loki. Go lay down. Thank you. Good boy. You too. You shake it out and you chill. 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 You know what to do. So we gotta take a break because we irritated our ears. We don't want to. No, no, you chill. Thank you. So we can take 5. Good girl. Good boys. See, that's what fell out of your ear. You didn't even eat it. Leave it. Thank you. chill, dude. Thank you. Chill, please. We're not playing right now. We're taking a break. Loki, don't you be taking it because you weren't playing with it until she fucking gets it. So you leave it alone. You let her chew on it. Thank you, Loki. Good boy. No. You go on, dude. Do not take it from her. Because you were not fucking with it until she fucking started. Go lay down, dude. Loki. Come on. Come on. Go fucking lay down. Yeah, you get it. Stop. Stop. Yeah, stop. Because you just lick the scabs off and then it bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. Stop. So, the stretches that I did and do, I felt they are pretty basic. The starter poses into just opening up the body enough to be able to stretch in different directions. If you noticed how sometimes it wasn't just rigid, it was it just kind of, it's like sometimes you gotta shake it out, you know, and get the muscles awakened a little bit, you know. It's, for the most part, it's just moving how you feel you need to move. There's no set in stone, set way to move. Though you want to essentially try to move slowly at first and work into it, because you end up trying to move too fast and you end up hurting or pulling something, or just a variety of different things that can occur, you know. It's like, that's why my intention and my taking my time, working slow with the stretches and moving up and building up, because my body needs to stretch and open up spaces to allow more spaces to be opened up. You can't you can't expect something to gradually open up. What's the analogy that I'm looking for? It's like just how I'm picturing it. It's like you can't, well, what do you do when you're, I guess, breaking something? Like that bends already. You have to work it until it snaps. That's not essentially what we're doing it. We're essentially working it so like you were bending it and now it can close all the way. Instead, all right, it bent a little bit, keep doing it back and forth, and then it's like, next thing you know, it can bend like this, it can bend backwards, in all sorts of different directions, because we stretched it. We stretched it continuously until it was able to actually bend how it all the way can. And I don't guess it's necessarily the goal to bend, but I like being able to move and stretch and climb things a lot smoother, and just having more flexibility. It makes moving around life a lot more fun. And then you're alright. And then the dogs playing, it's like, I'm alright. They do their thing. They ain't really affecting me, even when they run up against me or lick my face, or it's like, let them play. I'm doing my thing, and this is what they're doing. This is their way of stretching. So, yeah. That's what they're doing, No, it's okay. They're like, what are you doing? I really like this one too. It's a lion's breath, if I think I do it. And I remember that one being like which it's all learning. Like, I know I'll end up adding more variations to it as I stretch out and move things. And it's fun watching the progress in the process. There's consequences if you try to take that bone from her, Loki. Because there's plenty of toys you can play with. is gonna get yeeted across the room. I'm just kidding. I don't do that, but he does get snatched up pretty quick and tossed onto the couch. Loki, get out of that action mode. Go fucking lay down. Yeah, I see you staring her down about to do something. It's just a matter of time before you convince yourself to do something. So, we're laying down. Don't you cry about it. Please. I don't let her take the toy from you. When you have it and she wants it, I just let her sit and stay. Yeah, you like that bone? Like he be crawling up to the edge of the couch. And he's perched up like this, just staring her down. And he just inches closer, like, not initially, he'd just be staring her down. But I noticed that this is the pre to what he's about to do. And if I pay attention to all of them and like really pay attention to them, I notice they give away everything they're about to do before they even do it. Because they're not slick. They don't try to hide it, which is beautiful. Like, they just fucking do it. So I'm very grateful because they don't try to hide their nature. They just, when they want to do it, they do it. And just me being able to catch them, because I see them, their body language, you know, it's like people. You pay attention to them. It's like people give off their what they're gonna do a lot of times, and like just how they're gonna act by, you know, by their body language, by their nobody even has to say anything. It's clear as fucking day sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes you can't really pick up all the time, like people that like. Well, I guess I haven't come across too many people that I can't read their body language. I can usually tell, like, how the mood people's in, at least. Like, it's like, just by their body language. Are they standing up tall? Are they slouching? Are they looking like they don't want to be here? Or something, you know? Off in another little world, which is okay because this, you know, that's them. But I noticed that, like, you can usually read my dogs, what they're about to do most of the time. Like I said, they don't hide it. It's just easy. Stop. Good girl. Yeah, they just, like him, his eyes change. Like, I was just looking at him, and he lifted his head up his shoulder, and he's like, and he just doesn't break eye contact. He just staring him down. Like, any of y'all who get into, like, the deeper stuff, the esoteric or whatever, like, you know, the power we have behind our bodies, within us, our eyes, our sound, our voice, the power it contains. When he stares them down, it's like beaming an energy. Because I've noticed that he not even do anything. And then she just kind of stop what she's doing. Because, like, he'd just be staring her down so, and putting that intention that like, because I've told him, said, you don't take that toy unless she, whatever, walks away from it. Man, I watched him stare down, like stand up and not take it, but just stand in front of her, stare her down, just keep staring at her until she moves. And then she moves, he doesn't move yet, and then he goes and gets his bone. Or their bone. Their little horn. And I try to break that, like, we're not gonna stare down each other. Like, I'll be the only one that stares you down to not do things or to transfer. But, like, while I'm here, we're not gonna try to push our fucking energy on other people. That it's like, when it's not, it's like, which it's cool watching, and his ability to be able to do that in other situations as well, not just our circle. I don't really care to let that occur. Like, and I notice that there's no judgment behind it. I just know the way that I want things to be done, and that's my whatever. And we are not going to stare each other down and use the power of our eyes as energy to manipulate others to stop doing, which I guess I learned from him too, because me just doing that as well. But I don't want that intensity. Like, I don't want it to be like obsessive. That's it. That's it. What I don't want. I don't want it to be so obsessive that that's all it's staring down so intently that like you're only trying to get that, which I guess that's ends up. But we're not gonna do it for toys. I can see why it could be and should be allowed. Like the fact that like I can see and learn, but I'm learning from it. And when it does happen, I can break it down, because we're not gonna do that to each other. We're a team, and she'll have her time to set it down, and then he can go get it. He doesn't need it as soon as she gets it. Seemingly all the time, anybody gets something, he's like, oh yeah, that's right, I needed that. Nope, we're not doing that. No, stop. Thank you. Chew your bone. Leia. Oh, you can go get it now. You can go get your bone now. And this is for people that have made it all the way here. So I've noticed how perceptions of how our seed is used. Go ahead. Yeah, it's yours now. I told you, you can have it when she gives it up. She came to get some pets instead. And the way it's been affecting me, like I came across some information that kind of seemed to resonate pretty well. Like, abstinence is very important. Though I've realized that, like, sometimes the urges come up to ejaculate. to masturbate, I suppose you could say. But I try not to add terms to it. I released my seed. And when I did it, and when it arises, what they said was you want to have the intention to the life you, like the intention when it's doing it, like I'm not looking at porn, I'm not lusting over women. Like when I released my seed, I visualized my dream. Like like that was what I intended. Like, cause the way the book they were reading was describing like how we master our sexual energy, and that came with when that need arises, that nature comes about. Instead of shaming it or following into, I guess, lustful desires, instead of encapsulating it in your dream, like I did. Like they described that it's like if you're going to release it, you need to have that intention and the will to it being mastered. Like, you know, it's like not mastered but harnessed. Like I've seen how just simply changing how I could feel the need to whatever ejaculate or release my seed. And instead of doing the normal cycles of whatever women or whatever, it's like I changed it entirely. I used that as I pictured my vision of the things that I can see the process unfolding, and I stop, please quit. You're okay, Loki. You start licking and licking and licking until you rub shit raw. And I notice how the correlation to, like, not even correlation, but how even when I did that, that intention of me visualizing my dream is now as well. Like, I'm living it as we speak. Though, like, the things that I can see myself accomplishing, that's what I mean. Like, a few of the things that I can see happening in my life instead of the other processes. Instead, I chose to use the sexual energy as a tool. I also don't want to add in unnecessary, like, I don't feel like I have the need to jerk off or ejaculate or release my seed until it ever really arises. And then I guess that's where you end up, you changing the way you're doing it. You're harnessing this and using it as a tool instead of a escape. I will release this with the intention of it bettering myself, like me understanding more about myself. Like, I'm not going to keep doing it with that just I want to jerk off and feel good, but it's like like I said, when I did that with that intention of visualizing my dream instead of a woman or anything like that, and a woman's in my dream, but it's not like that, like not like I just want to see him naked and whatever, you know. It's literally like more like a healthy aspect of like how I see it. Like we're living a, you know, a fulfilling life, doing the things we enjoy, the things we love doing, traveling, exploring, etc. You know, just the whole shebang. Not just, well, we're getting laid, but that's a beautiful part of expression as well. Like, and I know that like it's like that's part of it too. Like it's like, yeah, I will abstain, you know, whatever. But when someone comes along and that process arises, it's like seeing it as a tool and a gift instead of a what do you call it? A temptation or a this was here to hinder me, you know. It's not. And although this was the first time with that intention, I can feel profound results from it, just from doing it. Like, using it as a tool of creation, like it is. Like, and if I'm not, it's like the process of it. And I can see how dormant energies that I'd been holding up, and that like it needed to be released with that different mindset, so that whole process can change and cycle into a more beautiful expression. Because you end up doing that too much, and then you end up diluting your, like, it's more like pent up energy. Like you can't articulate that energy that's inside you, that's whatever, and you release it with that intention, which I may be wrong. I'm just talking through my experiences. Like only take, like, what I notice everybody says is, which we're way on into the video, but only take what resonates. Like, all this shit's timeless. It will work for people at different varying levels of experience. Stop. And so don't like force it to fit or try to make it work. Stop. Though, just if you hear it and it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Test it out for yourself. Test it out for yourself. Be the judge. Be the jury. Be the everything in between that makes the decision. Because what works for me may not work for you. Everybody's different. Everybody will accumulate their own experience of the way they're doing things. Like, I'm saying all this, you may be able to incorporate it in your own way, the way that works for you, the way that's worked for you for eternity, or works for the body you're in. Because every body is different. And everybody needs something just a little bit different because of the experiences that arose. Stop. There are similar ways to do things, and for the most part there will be ways that work way more efficiently than others. And when you find the ones that work more efficiently than the others, turn it into your own tool. Make it something. Don't make it. Energy is never created nor destroyed. It's only transmuted. So when you find that energy that works for you, flow with it. Make it your own. Turn it into something that you can be like, this is my breath. Or without that connotation, you know, it's like, because it's all essentially from the divine, right? One source, the only source that basically creates everything. I mean, like, that's what I mean. The divine breath. The divine whatever. There will be a path that seems to work like for instance, which I guess that's always the trick in it. It's like, you have to understand that, like, all these things are tools and nothing more, nothing less. You end up using them as more, and then that's where you end up, like, suffering, because you're like, you're not expressing it. You're like, which I guess you still are expressing it, because it's all an expression. Though I've noticed that for me, it's like they're tools, concepts, like, still, they can all be broken down and formed into different ways. Like, this concept, 1,000 different people will create new forms. Millions of people will create new forms from me creating it and sharing my connection, how I am pulling things from my experience and this deeper seed of knowledge. I have used the tools of my breath paired with cannabis, and I've used LSD and mushrooms. And when I was younger, I went through a phase of whatever I was prescribed, pills and stuff, but I've grown away from things like that a little bit. All the way, it seems like. The way they affected the connection for me, like, it seemed like I would always remember taking Xanax, and then that's about it of it. It's like, I always remember taking it, and that was the end of it. Like, I don't remember anything else. And it ain't about remembering, but at the same time, it's like, live here and be yourself. I'm not here to try to forget. It's like, because what I learned through that, right? Nothing can be forgotten. It's all there. It will always be there. Every piece of information, everything that you've done, it's always there. You take a pill for it, Xanax for instance, to forget. To each their own, but I've noticed that whole section of time seemed to disappear. And not the things that I did, like, for instance, right? Like, it's like, I still remember those, but, like, it's like, don't really recall doing anything on Xanax. Which doesn't mean anything didn't happen. But that's the point I'm making. It's like, I learned through that process that I ain't really trying to forget anything. That it's okay to remember. And like, psychedelics, cannabis, LSD, and mushrooms are the ones that I've been working with currently. Mostly acid and LSD, whatever you lysergic. Where off the top it's not popping up, but like LSD has helped me break down and view things differently. Leave it. Like and I've been pretty strict with, not strict, but just view things objectively. Like observe it and observe its interaction and not judge it or give it an identity or story. Just to kind of let the body learn a little bit and see, you know, because I've noticed through these, like, it's helped me push into my practice of yoga and the breath and keep a solid ground on it. Like I said, tools to use that, man, they genuinely, like, my thought processes aren't the same as they used to be. Like, I tend to be more accepting of things and much easier to go from a I don't really care for this or whatever to it's like working on it in a different way, seeing it in a different light. A different light that allows me to actually transcend that experience in a way. Like, and not even that, but it's like, change. Change is good, especially when you grow and learn and you notice how, like, it's like I noticed lots of the behaviors they do before they even do it. Loki. Like, his need to mount, it's like, I can see his whole attitude, like, his whole body language, like, he just looks like he's about to get some. Like, you know, he's sniffing around booties, and he's like, ooh, and his body starts to get a little, like, hoppity, kind of. Yeah, so this is an extra long one. If y'all stay to the end, thank y'all so much. Because, honestly, letting out these deeper, because what happens is, like, I notice I kind of need to stretch out and open up spaces and get deep within to actually be able to express these concepts that I'm working on. and it's a process. The things keep evolving. What was yesterday is not today. It's changed. What was a moment ago is something different entirely now. Here. Good girl.